Welcome back to Ox Tools. I'm Tom. So Meatloaf 59, we're putting together a mix of subjects here, and some of the ingredients for this week's meatloaf is we had a shop visitor, a gentleman that I've been corresponding with for a while now. He bought a lathe, and on the way back he stopped by the shop and brought a little goodie box, and we're going to take a look at some of the stuff that he dropped off. Got a couple things in the mail, some viewer mail, and then a funny catalog that we're going to take a look at. The other thing is we have a request from a viewer who has a milling machine vise. We're going to take a look at that and see if you guys can help ID that. And then the other thing was I went by a salvage yard that I go to regularly, and they had a little South Bend lathe there that was kind of interesting. A little 9-inch South Bend. They wanted way too much money for it, but I shot some stills and some video of that, and it had an interesting drive system on it, so we'll take a look at that too. So let's pop over to the forming table and let's get cracking. Okay, so we had a visitor to the shop in this last week, and he's a longtime viewer, and he and I have communicated over email a few times. And he came by. He went and bought a lathe, actually, a nice Monarch lathe, which we'll look at some pictures of in a minute. Anyway, his name is Rick J, and he dropped off a little grab bag of goodies here, and we'll kind of go through some of the stuff real quick here. This is just kind of random stuff. These are a bunch of brass bolts of different sizes here, which are always kind of cool. 3/8/16. These look like they're made out of hex. So no, these aren't rolled threads here. That's kind of interesting. So anyway, some brass bolts there of different flavors that can get used for some stuff. So the other thing that he let's keep going here. Those are kind of cool. Thanks, Rick. The other thing that he dropped off, and it's for the etching press, is he dropped off one of these oilers here. So he and I have been talking about these oilers a little bit, and I want to add one of these onto the etching press. And he said, well, I got a bunch of these, I'll bring them out and we'll take a look at them, right? So he did, and this is one that I picked out of his collection. And it turns out that it's a little bit too big for where I want to put this on the press. But anyway, you guys get an idea. We're gonna it'll have some lubricating oil in here, and then it has a little metering valve here to let a little drip in to lubricate that gear reducer. So anyway, that's pretty cool. Those are always kind of neat to look at, and these brass oilers here. So Rick, thank you very much for that, and let's keep going here. Okay, the next item that Rick dropped off here was a little pack of gloves here, and let's get these out of the way. These are similar to the ones that I like, and they have a kind of a porous neoprene palm and an open weave back, and they fit. That's a good size for me, 8 here. They fit pretty good, and you want them to fit kind of snug, and then you get that kind of Spider-Man. You get that Spider-Man grip. And these are great kind of mechanic gloves and just around the shop gloves. Lightweight and keeps your hands warm when it's cool or cold, and makes it so that you can hold on to parts without gripping so much. Anyway, Rick, thank you very much. Those are real nice. We'll use those in the shop. And you know, they're kind of disposable. They get torn after a while, and then you just grab another pair. But Rick gave me a little bag of these, and we'll test drive these and see how they go. Thank you. Okay, so here's a little book. It was part of that package from from Rick J. And what this is this is a companion book for Machinery's Handbook. And it's kind of interesting in that what it is it's basically worked out examples of a lot of the formulas and tables that are in Machinery's Handbook. So it's kind of handy to have these some of these examples sometimes when you're trying to figure angles or keyways or whatever. There's just a bunch of different information how to measure things. And what's neat is they have these worked out examples. Now, I'm not positive if they sell this book still with Machinery's Handbook. It may be a supplement, I'm not positive. But I used to be able to buy it separately. This is an older one here. Yeah, 1968. Although I think I have a newer one. This is kind of a neat one. It's got the green binding on it. Anyway, cool book. If you see a copy of this, get it to go along with your Machinery's Handbook. It's kind of handy and it's got some neat worked out examples in it. So Rick, thank you very much. Always love books. Books are awesome. Thanks a lot. Okay, so the next one, Rick brought over quite the package of stuff here. And Adam's not the only one that's getting mini grinders this week. And Rick saw the some of the comments on the when I was resurfacing that hammer and about variable speed grinders. Anyway, this one happens to be variable speed, and I've been actually looking for one of these. So Rick hooked me up with this, and he had I guess he's got a pile of grinders or something. I don't know. He's a flea market junkie. So anyway, he donated this to the Ox Shop, and I appreciate it, Rick. Thank you very much. It's missing the guard, and it will continue to be missing the guard. I don't plan on replacing that. I ordered a side handle for it. I thought about making one, but then I said I got better things to spend my time on, so I ordered a side handle for it. Anyway, this will be great for doing finishing work where you really don't want that full 11,000 RPM speed going there where it kind of gouges. So you can slow this one down to about 2,500 or 3,000 RPM. Rick, thank you very much. That's a very generous gift. I appreciate that. Now, Rick, when he came over, he had just bought a lathe, a Monarch lathe. So let's get this out of the way here. And this Monarch lathe it was missing a shaft, and I took a bunch of pictures of it. And so what we're looking for is a little help for Rick on what this particular shaft is for. I don't believe it's a feed shaft. I think it's a rapid traverse shaft or something like that, but I'm not sure how it's used. I've never run this particular model of Monarch lathe. So maybe somebody that has one of these. So we're gonna cut away to look at a few pictures of Rick's new lathe and where this shaft goes, and maybe you guys can throw some comments up about if you know what that shaft is. Speculation. Okay, let's chill on the speculation. If you know what the shaft's for, great. Go ahead and post it up. If you're just guessing, then keep your guess to yourself. Okay. So we're gonna go look at some pictures. And you can see that there's an opening. It comes out of the gearbox, goes through the apron, and then terminates in the tailstock end there. This particular shaft. Now, I can see why somebody might have pulled that out of there. That's kind of an awkward place to have a shaft up that high and that close to the operator, especially if it's turning. So it's not clear what the function of that shaft is. The little lever that's on the gearbox doesn't really lend itself for kind of, you know, rapid traverse action. Usually you're looking for a self-centering type lever or something like that. Anyway, if anybody knows what that is, throw some comments up, and then maybe we can help Rick out and get his Monarch up to snuff there. And it's a sweet little machine. I actually kind of fell in love with that. Anyway, thanks guys. Okay, so this next one here comes to us, and forgive me because I may screw up your name pronunciation. This is Martel du Vinod, and here's his name. And we got to talking with Don Cossett about beef jerky of all things, and Martel makes his own. My mouth's watering already. Okay, and just so you guys know, there was a lot more in this bag. I've been kind of mowing it down. So Martel, this stuff is excellent. This is kind of a drier variety here that breaks, and it's nice and spicy. It's yummy, very good. I've been chewing on that. Now I haven't tried this one here. Let me finish the one that I got in my mouth. And I was thinking this was it's redder, so I think the seasoning is a little different on this one here. So let's try that one. Oh, okay, this one's a dry one too, or I call this variety dry myself, but let's try that. Oh yeah, a different flavor. Oh yeah, that's good. Martel, you can't go wrong around here sending food to the shop. So Mr. Ernie got a couple samples of this too, and he really likes it also. So anyway, thank you very much for sending that. It's wonderful stuff, and I don't know, maybe you ought to go into business selling this stuff, because I'd certainly buy some. Anyway, thank you very much. All right, this next one is more of a joke than anything else. So I got this catalog in the mail the other day, and I don't know, maybe I bought something from them a million years ago, but I'm on their freaking mailing list. But so they lure you in with this picture here. She has nothing to do with anything that's going on in here. In fact, this is the only place that her picture shows up. But there was a couple of interesting items in here. Actually, they're a frickin' crack up. Okay, so let's just take a look at them. So they got I'm just gonna hold on here for a sec. They got a whole bunch of stuff for pets, you know, and you guys know I have a dog. And you know, one of the things the dogs do is they do their business, right? And you gotta pick it up and you gotta deal with it. Well, here is some Einstein's idea of a really good idea. So what they have, and hopefully it's not reflecting, I don't think so. So it's a dog poop vacuum, okay? For $100 no less, right? So you carry this big shoulder strapped suitcase of a thing around, and when you have one of the offending Lincoln Logs here, you can suck it up into your vacuum. Okay, so I see lots of problems with this idea, okay? And any dog owners out there will probably agree with me that this is a crummy product, okay? And an example of everything that comes into your brain as an idea doesn't necessarily mean it should be made, okay? So, you know, so what happens to all this stuff in here, you know, when it gets in there? Does it fling about, or, you know, who knows, right? Anyway, I just got a kick out of that, and it's like, that is pretty funny. So now, if you're excited about that idea, there's the part number. You can go ahead and order one and test drive it. But dog poop vacuum, probably not a good idea. Okay, so the next one I I guess hit a little close to home, so I thought you guys would get a kick out of this here. So this is another one of those ideas of, it's a vanity item here. So what this is it's not a back scratcher. Let's, oh, it's got a video. Oh, I forgot to look at that. Oh, okay. So what it is it's a tool for removing the hair off of your back, okay? Now, I kind of pride myself in my back hair. So Anyway, I don't think I want to remove it. It's there for a reason, right? And but here, you know, if you're running around without your shirt on and maybe you don't want your back hair showing or whatever, you can use this $60 tool to shave your back. Okay, so anyway, I thought that was pretty funny. So back hair shaver. So couple of Christmas gift ideas for you guys. Dog poop vacuum and a back hair trimmer. Thanks for looking. Okay, so this next little segment here is for Doug Hall, and Doug has a milling machine vise that he's not sure who made it or what the brand is or what. It's a nice vise. He sent me some pictures of it. And so he needs a little bit of help from the viewership and the community to help ID this. Somebody's going to know. I just didn't happen to know. I sent it to a couple folks and came up empty. So let's pop over and let's take a look at the vise pictures. And so you can see that it's a pretty nice vise. Okay, heavy duty, looks pretty sturdy, but it's got that little emblem on top that should make it a pretty easy ID. So if any of you guys know what that is, go ahead and pop it up in the comments, and let's help Doug out and see if we can get that vise ID'd. Okay, so in a second we're going to cut to these some pictures of the South Bend lathe that I saw, and this was at Urban Ore in Berkeley, and little 9-inch South Bend, pretty cool. And let's take a look at the stills. Okay, so you can see that it's kind of an interesting piece there, and in particular, the drive system. So whoever had this lathe modified the drive system, and it has a set of sliding pulleys and clutches so that you can change speed ranges on it. It's very clever, and the pulleys are wooden. So check out. I got a little video coming up in a second of it, and excuse the quality. It was a shot on my phone, and I have an old phone, so it's not great quality, but you'll get the idea. But look at the pulleys and look at that drive system, and so basically it was the lathe with the back shelving thing with the speed change, and then the vise. That was all included in that one price there. So let's go look at the video. And so you can see that somebody spent some time with that thing, and it's a pretty neat piece. Price was kind of off the hook, crazy, but it'll come. Excuse me, it'll come down. But the lathe was in decent shape and looked pretty good. So if you want to go check it out yourself, it's at Urban Ore in Berkeley. Go check it out. Thanks for looking.